Again.
What's up, everyone? How you guys doing? Welcome to the show. Remember, you can leave your thoughts on the show on our hotline, 847-957-1686. You're going to be hearing some thoughts from some listeners right before the end of the show. Yes, give me a pound rock on, will ya? Pound rock on. Spotify, iTunes, don't forget to listen to us. Bring us to work and make sure you use us on the bike. Yes, take us for a ride on the bike with you. Today's biker news, we're going to go out to Australia. Oz. Yes, Oz. They a little different over there than us over here in the United States. But of course, so is the rest of the world. There's only one United States of America. God bless this country. Also, next week, I got some people coming on. Actually, one person. He wants to discuss his viewpoint on what's going on with the Confederate Flag stuff and the monuments and calling me a bigot for supporting them. So we'll have a nice little debate there. I will be talking to him Monday on a pre-record, so hopefully by Wednesday we'll have that out for you. Today also, we got somebody who removed all his Confederate flag tattoos, bolts, the whole 9 yards, because he's now a grandfather and his grandkids shouldn't be looking at that kind of hate. So yes, we'll be discussing that as well as choreographs Wall of Shame. So let's get into this business, shall we? Don't forget, pound rock on. That in the next one, probably Tuesday. But I wanted to focus on this stuff going on with this Confederate flag stuff and people covering them up. And this guy who said he was in a motorcycle club covering it up because it's racist and he don't want his nieces and stuff to see that. Anyway, tattoo artists are covering up racist and hateful tattoos for free. The artists say they want to help people erase their past mistakes. Now, I owned some tattoo shops before selling them off. I wouldn't do it for free. Ain't happening. No, what this is a marketing ploy by these tattoo artists so they can get customers and act like, they can feel good about themselves. Schmucks. Tattoo artists have found a unique way to combat hate, covering up racist tattoos. Now, I gotta admit that the tattoo industry has changed a whole lot since when I got into it. No, I don't tattoo anymore because of the epilepsy and stuff. But one of these days, I'll go over on Instagram, post some tattoos that I did. My favorite was Japanese, Japanese traditional. That's what I excelled at. That's what I love doing. That kind of stuff. So I'll put that over there. Earlier this month, one Kentucky tattoo shop wrote on Facebook that it, quote, would like to extend the offer to change your future to become a better person. Something in the bikers, I don't think most of them are going to do what this schluck in the next story is going to do is go cover their ink up. I know for one, I got a Confederate soldier, the stars and bars on me. Yeah, that ain't ever coming off. No. Will never come off. Anyway, by covering up racist, gang, and hate-related tattoos for free, with no questions asked. The call was addressed to people who are ready to reverse their hatred. So, you got a Confederate flag, you're nothing but hate. That's the way these new woke people look at you. So, bikers, remember that. People are going to see that Confederate flag and think you got nothing but hate. My God, they're not going to want to see my vest, okay? I got this denim that I've had since, it had to be the 90s. And I got nothing on there but Confederate flags, peckerwood, everything. Yeah, I've been getting some look lately on that, but nobody's stupid enough to say anything. Ryan King, one of the two tattoo artists at Gallery X, remember that, Art Collective in Murray, Kentucky. What kind of freaking name is that for freaking a tattoo shop, man? Can't you, like, get anything better than that? That's gay. Oh! Wait a second, I better not even say that. Better not even say that. Hoping to remove tattoos of Confederate flags and more. He's spoken to fathers who are ashamed to take their shirts off. Why? I don't know why. In front of their children and reveal a tattoo of a swastika or an iron cross. My God, my whole back arm is an iron cross. And another man who is mortified that his entire forearms are covered in Nazi symbols. Yes! A lot of weaklings out there. Gallery X Art Collective in Murray, Kentucky. Don't visit them. They're a bunch of snowflakes. They're not tattoo artists, you know. I can't even go into that. I'll go into it in my final thoughts. Now, this is the guy I was talking about covering up the hate. Man has Confederate flag. Boy, the mainstream media is just eating this up right now. And this one has to do with the biker. Again, I will be talking to a leftist biker. And, you know, I don't want to say anything bad. You know, he says, you know, debate is good for this country, and I agree. And, you know, the reason why I'm doing that is because I've had some people say, hey, you know, these are your opinions. Well, duh. Yeah, they're my opinions. They're not fact. By the way, you shouldn't be taking anything I say here as fact. They're my opinions. And God bless the USA and the First Amendment. That's what I'm telling you. But let's take a look at this story.
Are moving some to right old wrongs in a racially charged world.
CBS 13's Marley Ginter is live with a tattoo artist helping one man repair a mistake from his past. Marley?
Tony and Adrian, you can imagine that repair process can be quite a challenge. Imagine trying to cover up a design like this one, the Confederate flag. Well, we met the man who had this tattoo on his arm 40 years ago, 4 decades ago.
He claims he didn't know what it was about.
So after this story, you're going to see what he decided to cover it up with.
I was 18 years old. It was one of my first tattoos, you know.
Joe Tornello has displayed the Confederate flag on his right arm for 40 years.
My favorite band back then was Leonard Skinner, and they unfurled the big flag on the stage every night, you know.
Once an inked-up president of a motorcycle club, Tornello is now a grandfather to 13, with nieces, nephews, and cousins of all different backgrounds.
My grandfather, you know, is okay with that, and I'm not okay with that, so that's really why I'm here.
He says the flag he once displayed unaware wasn't what it is today.
Unaware.
Through the years, it's changed, and it's gotten to where, you know, and I don't want it.
It's been the same since the beginning.
I'm not the person that represents. Because
Vinny Valenzuela, a tattoo artist at American Graffiti in Sacramento, has covered up just about every hate symbol you can imagine.
He's not really judgmental about it. I understand that we all make mistakes when we're young, man.
An intricate process, Valenzuela designs the finished product digitally, making sure any remnants of an old tattoo will be gone forever.
We used to
I've
draw
seen what racism does on a generational level, and man, I just feel like I need to do my part. I feel like everybody should do their part, you know what I mean, if it's upon them.
While Tornello has wanted to cover up the Confederate flag on his arm for years now, he admits today's push for change pushed him to make the move.
You want to be PC, that's what you want to be.
It's time. It's time for our country to change.
Change into what?
So look at this. Vinny just sent me the before and after photos. Here's Joe's tattoo as we saw it this afternoon. Here's what he's going home with tonight, a new design. You
guys can see that if you come over to YouTube and Facebook, all that good stuff. I'll hit these guys in my final thoughts, but this guy claims he was with an MC and that he didn't know what the Confederate flag stood. I don't know what this freaking guy. Corey Graff's Wall of Shame. Yes, Wall of Shame, where we feature law enforcement officers who broke their oath and went on the other side of the law. Now, again, everybody knows I do the Wall of Shame because Leo and all them say that one percenters and motorcycle clubs are nothing but gangs. Oh, I gotta show them. You're a pot calling the kettle black. Here we go. My neck of the woods here.
Illinois State Police arrest one of their own for allegedly possessing and manufacturing drugs in his own home. Investigators received information that led them to believe that Trooper Nolan Morgan of Greenville, Illinois, was involved in a
wait till you see what he gets busted with. I'm going to cover that.
To multiple witnesses and searched Morgan's home. He was arrested at the District 11 headquarters. Morgan faces charges of possession of a controlled substance with the intent to deliver and manufacture of a controlled substance. He is being held at the Bond County Jail, and that investigation does.
Oh, okay. Here we go by Ashley Smith. This is what out of Collinsville, Illinois. That's more south. That's way south where I'm at. They found 259 grams of mushrooms. Now, you know, at least you got to give the dude freaking some credit, man. He was making magic mushrooms, rock and freaking roll. I haven't had magic mushrooms. It has to be years, man. You know, if you guys ever see me on 420, I'm wacky, dude. I'm wacky as hell. You know, it's funny. People, you know, kind of don't like being around me because I'm just like picking on targets and stuff, you know, just going off and being funny, I think, but they don't think I'm so funny. But magic mushrooms, can you imagine me on them? Now, I cannot, man. I'd be like tripping, baby. Yeah, this dude is now in the wall of shame. His bond was set at $150,000 by the Honorable Judge Christopher Bauer. Why did they call these judges honorable, by the way? I don't get it. They're not honorable. They just push a freaking political agenda when they're, you know, handing out sentences and stuff. By the way, Epstein's freaking girlfriend got caught. How much you want to bet that she might commit suicide or something? I don't know. He is being held at the Bond County Jail awaiting his next court appearance. He is no longer an Illinois police trooper. Now let's go on to WDSU. Travers Mackle, NOPD officer arrested, fired for battery of Slidell police officer. I've been covering a bunch of these stories lately, man. The cops turning on cops, boom, 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 you know, knocking the hell out of each other and pressing charges, you know, at least with CPD, got to give them credit. They get in a fight, they don't report it and stuff. But yeah, let's listen.
The police department says they arrested an NOPD officer for battery on a Slidell police officer. Slidell police confirmed they arrested NOPD officer Daniel Frazier on July 1st on Town Center Parkway in Slidell for disturbing the peace, battery on a police officer, and resisting an officer. We checked with NOPD, who said it is only confirming that this happened. Any other information will have to come from Slidell police.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see what his name is. Daniel Fraser was arrested at Slindale at 1303 Town Center Parkway for disturbing the peace, battery on a police officer, and resisting an officer. Yeah, I don't know, man. He was formerly of the 8th District, and I guess even cops rat on each other nowadays. There used to be that thin blue wall. I guess it don't exist anymore. Not in you know what? Not in this day and age of woke people. And you know what? One thing I'm going to address in my final thoughts is this notion that I don't like, you know, different ethnicities. You know, you can watch some of my segments on mixed race clubs, the whole 9 yards. Everybody knows I judge a man on a man, not a color of the skin and stuff. But I'll be damned if I'll ever kneel behind or in front of somebody or be, you know, ashamed of who I am and my culture. You know, I know if you're white and proud, you're a racist nowadays, but it is what it is, so I'll talk about that in my final thoughts. Right now, let's go to our listener section. I know I was going to do it before the end of the show, but I figured let's do it after the news. Let's listen to some people right now.
Hey, I listen to your show every morning, love it, okay? Now, here's something simple from a Mainer. People don't understand when you come to this country, whether you're black or white or any other color, You're given many opportunities to make advance and make something out of your life. But when you buy, steal, sell drugs, commit assaults, vandalism, and, let's pound the bucket with the drumstick. When you do that type of thing, I'm sorry, but you're not welcome here. And perhaps maybe that serious N-word can be used. But when you have a conscience and you have a family and you work a job and you actually try to do something helpful to this country, you're more than welcome here. In fact, minorities have a lot of advantages. And we've made it that way to try to help these people out. So if you want to complain about the way things are in this country, why don't you just pack up your Section 8 and your food stamps and get the hell out. We just don't want to hear your BS. Thank you. And by the way, you guys rock. And as far as the cycle clubs, you know what? Hey, they all have a place in our society. Without that, we would live in a homogenized society. When you test your limits of your freedom, it's a good thing. It strengthens the country to have bike clubs and what have you. Yep. Have a good day. Thanks a lot. This is Pete.
What's up, Hollywood? This is Choreograph with Choreograph's Wall of Shame. And just want to say, buddy, I always love the show. Always tune in almost every day. And just rock on, buddy. That Harley story, man. I mean, if the fact that Indian won the government contract for 7 years or whatever it wasn't a wake-up call for Harley Davidson, I don't know what is, bud. And, that's crazy. Because, I mean, if their sales are really in the toilet, I could see Indian and maybe Triumph. I don't know if they're in major cities or not, but I could see Indian and Triumph definitely putting them in the ground, for sure. But anyway, Hollywood, I'm at work, man, so I just wanted to call and say, rock on, buddy.
Rock on there, Corey, man. Corey works hard. He's sending in the Wall of Shame stuff. That Wall of Shame is all Corey Graff. I just present it, man. He's the one at Hard at Work sending me that stuff. He's real involved in the show. And, Corey, I really appreciate that. I love when listeners get involved in the show. It makes everything more interesting. And a lot of what Pete had to say, man, that was right on the money. Who agrees? Let me know in the comments section. Great stuff on the hotline for today's show. Again, if you want to have your message played, it could be something like that, or you to berate me, call me this, call me that, you don't agree with me, blah, blah, blah. 847-957-1686. Now, let's get on to my final thoughts. Yesterday I kind of, put it all out there the way I feel. And it's kind of like what Pete has to say. You don't like this country, but you're getting the food stamps, the Section 8 with, by the way, we pay, I pay taxes, you pay taxes, where you think it goes. Ungrateful peoples. That's where it goes. Ungrateful peoples. That's what I say. And that ain't right, man. It really ain't. If you're out there crying and whining that this ain't your country, or, this country's bad for you while you're on the citizen or the taxpayer's dollar, you are a schluck. You're a putz. Yeah, putz is one of my new words today. I kind of like, hearing that putz. But yeah, that ain't cool. Life owes you nothing. Nothing. I don't care. And see, you know what? I grew up real poor. I grew up, some of the listeners knew where I grew up. My God, was it poor. But that never stopped me from getting out there and doing me, getting out there and hustle. One thing I never really did was work for other people, a company. I always wanted to make life on my own terms and do me. And that's what I've done ever since. But what Pete had to say was just awesome. Now, for the guy who removed the Confederate flag tattoo. Hey, to each his own. Do what you want. That's what being a biker is all about, even though I don't think he's a biker anymore. It didn't say. It just said he was an ex-member of a motorcycle club. And that really gives the mainstream media some ammunition to do what they're doing. Now they're pushing, not tradition of the Confederate flag, but now they're pushing it as a hate symbol. There was over 12 freaking questions to the White House press secretary today about the Confederate flag. Nothing about the 72 shootings in Chicago. Nothing about that little girl being killed down in Atlanta. Not one thing. It was all about that flag and whether Trump supports the Confederacy. Now listen, and this is one thing I'm going to discuss. I know I'm kind of getting off the subject here, but I will swing back on it. Just know the term states' rights and how people back then looked at states' rights. That's some of the stuff I'll be discussing with this gentleman who's going to be calling me. We're going to talk really the history behind everything. I'll give my side, he gives his. But as far as the dude removing the tattoo, it's your thing, fine. But don't go out there and BS everybody. I know that's the kind of mainstream news that is angled towards citizens, but this is biker news, and we're going to call you out, man. Don't ever say you didn't know what the hell it meant or how it's changed over time, its meaning. No, its meaning hasn't changed. It's just the mainstream media's outlook that's changed, and it chumped in changing what you wanted to do, and you even admitted it, that it's now, the way people are looking at it now is the reason why you wanted to get it removed. Which, hey, it's on your own. But as a former owner of a tattoo shop, Kentucky, you need a new name, man. I don't know how busy you guys are down there. Hey, this is a good publicity stunt. You got some freaking marketing out of this article and stuff. But that name is just a joke, man. It's a joke. And, finally, tattoo artists ain't like they used to be, man. I remember you walk into a tattoo shop, you pick off the wall what you wanted. You either had bikers or, it's just like with bikers when it wasn't cool. Tattoos, it was for criminals, it was for bikers, it was for, military back then. Now it's mainstream popular, even though I think it's waning out. That's why one of the reasons why I sold my shops. I seen the trend because tattooing, there's an uptrend, downtrend, up. It's a roller coaster, man. You got to catch them trends before it's too late. It's either feast or famine with that industry. All I have to say is be real, man. Be real with your freaking self and be real with the people around you, man. Don't go around doing that crap. But anyway, again, don't forget you can leave your thoughts on today's show. Anything. Try to keep the swearing down a little bit, man, because, we are censored like hell, let me tell you. Everywhere except Spotify and all the other platforms. But when you get on the mains, boy, yeah. With that, guys, I'll talk to you later. It took me like 5 hours to do this show today because all the freaking audio settings were screwed up. I don't know what the hell was going on. But anyway, talk to you guys later. Don't forget to share us on your social media pages. It helps us out and all that good noise, man. Talk to you guys later.
Now available on Spotify and all major platforms, including iHeartRadio, iTunes, Stitcher, and more. Don't forget to become a subscriber on any one of these platforms so you can be notified right away when our weekly episode is uploaded so you never miss an episode.
Hi, this is James Hollywood Machikari. Join our YouTube channel and get Motorcycle Madhouse and tons of videos related to bikers. Join now by subscribing for free and become part of the Throttle today. Always free and always entertaining. Don't forget to visit us at www.harleyliberty.com for your daily biker news. Rock on!